A new statewide campaign called LiveOn is trying to raise awareness about the issue of suicide in Utah and highlight the resources to those who need them.
Michael Staley, the Suicide Prevention Research Coordinator for the Utah Office of the Medical Examiner, joins us now live to talk more about this. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Okay, so May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. Why do you think it's important to focus on mental health and suicide?
Mental health and suicide often are thought of together, although they can be thought of separately as well. But, mental health is something that impacts everybody, and we all have to tend after our mental health just like we do our physical health. And May, Mental Health Awareness Month, draws us to check in on ourselves.
You know, it's been rough with COVID and the last year or so. So have you seen a rise or an increase in suicide during the pandemic?
Fortunately, no. We have not seen any increases here in Utah in suicide. And in fact, early reports indicate that nationally the suicide rate might actually have gone down in 2020. But certainly we're not all the way through this pandemic. We're certainly not all the way through this economic recovery. And so I think this story is really yet to be told, which is why it's important right now that we check in with ourselves, with our neighbors, with our family members, those people that we love, and make sure that we know how they're doing. And, if they're not doing well, that we can get them to the help that they need.
Well, that almost sounds like encouraging news, because I think a lot of people have felt like the numbers have gone up during the pandemic and perhaps it's just a perpetuated myth. But what in particular are the age groups that are most affected by suicide?
Sure. It's typically folks in their middle age. So ages really 26 to 40 are the people that are mostly impacted by suicide here in Utah, but that's also true in our neighboring states and nationally. Suicide impacts every sex, gender, sexual orientation, race, ethnicity, class, etc. But typically men die by suicide more frequently than women, but women attempt suicide non-fatally more often than men. And so, again, it really is everybody's problem.
Then let's talk about the LiveOn campaign. What does this encompass?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Tell us about it, the campaign.
Yeah, we're encouraging people. The LiveOn campaign really is about connecting to each other. It's about making sure that to check in with ourselves and to make sure that we all know that suicide prevention is something that we can all do and we can all participate in. Suicide prevention does not require some kind of fancy degree or, I encourage you to get training, a one-day training QPR, or mental health first aid, but you don't even need to do that. First aid, suicide prevention means picking up the phone and calling somebody who you've been meaning to call, or checking in on somebody that you know has been having a rough time for one reason or another. And LiveOn really is about making suicide prevention accessible to everyone, because it really is something everybody can participate in.
Well, it sounds like communication is so important, especially sometimes when we least feel like doing it. Michael Staley, thanks so much for talking with us this morning. Such an important topic. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.